How to understand our relationship with money. That's what we're talking about today. What is your relationship with money? Let me know. I want to hear from you right there in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. What is your relationship with money? Let's talk about if money was a person. Would it be a man? Would it be a woman? Yes, I want to hear from you. Yay! Let's see. I have the live chat here. Please make sure you let me know who you are. I want more of it. Tell me your name because I can't see your name. I want to see your name. Yeah, let me know who you are. I'm about to shut off the music, but I just wanted to set that tone for you to get excited about what we're talking about today. Yes, 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 yay! So welcome, money manifesting women. Today is Money Manifesting Monday, and today is a day to manifest. Now, I want to make sure that I'm having a slow internet, but you stay with me. I have manifested so much today. Today is a day to manifest, and I hope that every Monday and every day you declare that you are a powerful manifester because you are. Sometimes you're manifesting and you are consciously manifesting, and sometimes you're unconsciously manifesting, but we are always manifesting, my friends. And today I have a lot to tell you because I manifested a lot today. So, my name is Evie Diaz. If this is your first time joining our Money Manifesting show on Monday, please make sure you tell us in the chat who you are, your name, where are you watching from, where in the world are you, and tell us a little bit about you. We want to get to know you. Well, and also perhaps tell us what have you manifested lately rather, and what you would like to manifest. So today I manifested a great group of women, and I manifested two women that are going to be joining me here today. And let me just tell you, if I could show you my journal this morning, I've been reading a book. As you know by now, on Tuesdays, we have a fabulous book reading and discussion group. I started it this year because I'm launching my Hay House book next year. And so I want people to get into the habit of reading, especially magnificent, powerful women in our moneymanifestingwomen.com group. And so we started reading a book from another Hay House author who I did not know, but I became aware of her when I used her book proposal as my guide to write my own book proposal for Hay House. And that is Jen Godley. I'm looking for her book, but I think I left it in the kitchen this morning when I was reading it. So her book is Be Seen. And that book has been very eye-opening for me and the rest of the women that have been reading it on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'll put the link down below in a little bit so that you can still join us. It is a powerful book, and we still are reading it for 1 or 2 more weeks. And then we have another book coming up for this month that we're going to start in February. The idea is to become voracious readers because wealthy people, successful people are readers. So, once again, my name is Evie Diaz. I appreciate you for watching today. I am your money manifesting maestra. Maestra means Maestra is teacher in Spanish, and I am an inspirational speaker and author. And today we're going to talk about this idea that actually started this morning, actually, with a group of fabulous women. And I want to give a shout out to the Women on Purpose. That's a group. And I just joined, and we had such an amazing topic about money that I just said. And then I met some wonderful women who you're about to meet. So stay tuned because you're about to meet some wonderful women here with me. And I just felt such great energy. And one of the women said juicy, the word juicy, and she got my attention, and you're going to hear from her and all her juicy thoughts and ideas. And so I just thought, you know what? I need to invite these women to join me live today. And then I said, we got to talk about this topic about really how do we feel about money and our relationship with money? What do we call our relationship with money? And so I felt that, the divine guided me to this. And so that's why I put the topic today, how to understand our relationship with money, why this awareness may actually empower our manifesting journey. And you've heard me by now saying that manifesting is a journey, not a destination. So today, please join me and join us for this very thought provoking discussion in our money manifesting women discussion, as we're going to explore this idea of what is called the anthropomorphism. I had to look up this word of money, meaning what are the qualities that we are giving to money and how understanding our relationship with money can potentially empower us to manifest more money. So, in no particular order, I'm going to bring both of these women up. Oh, beautiful ladies.
Whoa.
So, first of all, let me say thank you. Thank you to both of you for being so fabulous, for having such great, amazing energy, for being so open and receptive, and for being part of my manifestation today. And I say this usually on Friday, but for the three of us, thank God we're fabulous. That's what it is. Thank God we're fabulous.
Right.
So I, I want to ask whoever wants to start first, please to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, your business, and then let the next person go. And then we're going to dive into this topic together. And whoever, by the way, I want to say hello again. Shout out to those that are watching. Please tell us your name because I can't see it in the chat. So please let us know your name so we can give you a shout out. Thank you. Who would like to start?
Go ahead, Cindy.
All right, sure. My name is Cynthia. I'm on the West Coast, and I have been in real estate investing for 2 decades. And so I love money. And when I saw this topic this morning, imagine money as a person, I was like, wow, really excited to talk about that and see other people's opinion about it. So, yeah, I just love money and I love teaching people how to make more money. So that's what I do every day. I teach and consult on tax lien and passive income, how to build that. And for college, retirement, buying a home, so many things you could do with money. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Mary, please tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. I'm Mary Scott. I'm currently in St. Louis, Missouri, but I'm from New York. I'm a former video producer, industrial videos and documentary films. And now I'm a resource wrangler. I work with startup businesses, brand new inventors, tech and product startups, to connect them to the resources and people they need to validate their ideas, learn to pitch successfully, and get money from investors. And I like to spend money, so it has to show up for me because otherwise I can't spend it.
Awesome. And so I really want to start the conversation kind of like we started it this morning, because really, I mean, this morning we started this conversation with the question. I'm trying to look for the questions right now because I did write them down
Yeah,
about if money was like a person, would it be a he or a she? That was the first one. And I
right.
thought that was a pretty good question. So what did you guys answer? What do you guys thought?
Well,
Cynthia.
it's a male to me. Money is something I like to have around. I love men around me, so it's a man for me.
Awesome. And Mary?
I don't answer questions. To me, money's a pet. It's part of your life. It requires care and nurturing. Sometimes it likes you, and sometimes it doesn't.
Awesome. And so the question there is for those of you that are watching, please tell us the attributes, the personality attributes. How do you think about money? Do you think of it as a person or as a pet? So I'll share what I shared this morning. And to me, it was definitely a human person. It was like man, because for me growing up, man, the energy of money for me, it was very masculine, the way it was presented to me. It was like a masculine energy. And I think for a lot of us, and I wonder if you guys, what your thoughts are. I have been always thought of money as like having masculine energy. And,
Mm.
but I thought of it kind of in a more pushy, negative way than in this positive. I'm going to continue saying juicy because Cynthia, you got me with that word, juicy way. So I thought of it as masculine. And so I thought of it as a man. However, my whole idea of money had changed. But before I get into my idea, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts in terms of that energy of money? And I want to hear from both of you because I know that Cynthia, you said male, and I'm wondering if you see it as a male energy. And then, of course, Mary, come on, I mean, you said a pet, so we got to hear what you're going to say about that pet energy.
Yeah, is it a dog? Is it a cat? A pet to me is a fish. So,
Well, the thing about pets is that sometimes they command the room. Sometimes they
Mm,
have to be the center of attention, or something happens and what their need is has to come before whatever needs are of anybody else in the house. But sometimes they're just off doing their little things like investments, and you don't have to pay much attention to them. And sometimes you have to feed them a lot, and sometimes you have to feed them. You need to not feed them because they're getting too fat.
that's funny. That's
Oh,
funny.
wait,
Okay.
wait. You said something interesting. I really have to look at that because you said sometimes they need you and they need your attention. Now,
Yes.
Mm,
that's actually something interesting because some people say that money needs us.
yes.
Do you guys think money needs us? What do you think about that? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, actually, there's a book called Money Wants Me, and it was written by a very successful author and publisher in the early 1900s. And it was a small book, and it changes people's perception. Brian Scott on YouTube has a talk about Money Wants Me. And so, if you think about that, money can't do anything without us. So, it's really a partnership. It is a relationship that we have with money, and you can attracted to you to spend time with you, and you can repel it as well. But money does want us. The energy of money wants to be with us and have fun with us, and not about debts and that heaviness. But so that's a great question. Money, what fun can we have today?
Oh my goodness. If you're watching and I see someone's making some comments in the chat, let's see. Wow, never thought about it as either masculine, but if I see it feminine, it's more accessible. It's made for for women too. Wow. That's interesting. And that has to do perhaps with how, thank you so much, whoever is sharing. I appreciate you. However, we think in terms of male or female energy. And yeah, so now I kind of still, like I shared this morning, think of it as a man, but not in a negative way. I think of it as a man wanting me, desiring me, maybe money needing me, because I hadn't thought about how what you just shared. Cynthia, thank you so much for shedding some light on that. And oh, it's Andrea. Hi, Andrea. Thank you for watching. It's been a long time. I appreciate your comments. And so for me, I thought about it in terms of my entire relationship with money. So, and I kind of likened it to my previous marriage and my now marriage because I do an exercise in my program, my money manifesting program, about us really understanding money and coming from a different relationship or perspective by looking at our nicest, most wonderful relationship. And so currently, and I think and hope and pray for the rest of my life, my best relationship is with my current and last husband ever, which is my beloved Gabriel. Many people have heard me speak about him, that I married him on 11/11/21. And when I think about all that beauty, that relationship, and then I think about my previous relationship, hope he's not watching, it was not like that, right? And so there wasn't security. It was kind of like, there was not a lot of trust. So I liken my previous relationship with money like that. And so when I met my now husband, we dated for a long time, but I didn't want to get married. I didn't want commitment. I was afraid of commitment because of the security aspect. So I liken the money, how it was with my ex husband, not so good, not so secure, and how it is now. And the thing is that I had a bad relationship with both my ex husband and money because I amassed a lot of money. I think by now everybody knows. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey. I speak about it in my upcoming book in the what we used to call the projects, which was the housing authority of the city of Newark. It was one of the first post depression brick buildings that they created back in whenever it was, and that's where I was born and I was raised there. So I was born and raised in poverty, and then as I grew and went to college, I amassed a lot of money and I became very wealthy, and then I made a lot of bad decisions because I didn't know how to manage money and I lost all my money. So I had to start all over again. So that's why I likened it to my whole thing with marriage and my now husband versus my husband when I was a young kiddo at 28 that I got married. So that has changed. And I'm hoping that today we can dive deeper into this and understand number one, you're never too late to either get married or become, a millionaire or make money or be financially free, however you want to define it. Okay, that's number one. And number two, that as long as we're alive and we're open and receptive to learning and expanding our mind and listening, we have infinite potentiality inside of us to do, be, and have the life of our dreams. So now I'll stay quiet and I'll ask my beautiful, fabulous women guests to chime in, please. Who would
Well,
like to chime in?
one of the reasons I think of it as a pet is because no one person can meet all your needs. So, making it a romantic partner would be giving money too much power in my life. There are other things than money that are also important, and you shouldn't. I would be totally stressed out if I had to think about it all the time. So I like that it can kind of go do its own thing. That's what you do investments for, and that's how you hire professionals to take care of those things. And you know your numbers. You know how much you're spending every month and how much you're taking in, and one should be more than the other always.
And
But
I love that you said that. Go ahead, finish your thought because I want to say something about that. Go ahead, go ahead.
go ahead. Yeah.
No, what I was going to say is, um, I agree with you. And when I likened it, it's not exactly the same as what I'm talking about a love relationship. I mean it from the perspective of where I was and how I could make it more of a friendly relationship. That's why I always ask women to look at perhaps bad experiences, how you may have turned that around, and how if you've had a bad experience with money, you can turn that around. I often also speak about money, not so much for the material, although if that is what you want, by all means. I always, and I mentioned this in our group earlier this morning, to me, it's really about the feelings because like for example if you believe that if you have a certain amount of money you're going to feel more secure, let's just say, or if you believe if you have some money come to you you can travel and do other things, then what is it about that? It's maybe the feelings. You want to have fun, you want to enjoy life. So for me, I created a method called the FAB money scripting method of manifesting financial freedom. F being the feelings, because I really believe we are all energy. The reason you fabulous ladies are here with me today is because I felt your
Mhm.
feelings.
Yeah.
I felt like good feelings. And so
Mhm.
I think that we want to, and I often say money because people, I think, like that. And I always say for marketing reasons, I say money. But for me, the word that resonates for me is financial freedom.
Yeah.
And that is because I love the word freedom. And freedom is a state of mind. And freedom is a place that I live in. And I want to live in each and every day. And so that's why I love the word financial freedom. But I often say money manifesting because I know that people can relate to that word money. So I just wanted to kind of, just clarify that. What do you
Right.
think, Mary or Cynthia?
I
Yeah. Well,
totally oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead, Cynthia.
I totally agree that it is you really a feeling. It's your frequency, it's your vibration. And so for me, that's how I move through life in the energetic way. So I check my energy. Is it light? Do I feel something where I should stop and wait? Surrender is something that I've been practicing for the last 6 months, and that's been really magical. But I would have to say the frequency is like trumps everything and understanding that part of it. So 4 years ago in 2020, my business, tax lien investing, was put on hold because the everything was shut down with the quarantine, right? There weren't any auctions going on, nothing was being collected. So it was on standstill. So something magical happened. I decided, since it was such a foreign time, what could I do? And I decided I was going to really focus on frequency. And at that time, every time something happened where, ooh, that reports and different things, I would go into this feeling state of it's Christmas. Christmas is like the most giving, gracious gratitude. That feeling of love just permeates a whole universe. And so every time I would say, this reminds me of Christmas. And I'd get that feeling of being a kid and open up the packages, and my frequency would go up. So my specialty is loss mitigation. So I had applied for an opportunity to work with Wells Fargo. It's going to tie in a minute, I promise. And so, so what happened was I have found out about this job and I applied for it. And I thought, okay, great, this will be easy, work from home, help people. But nothing happened. And I said, oh my goodness, I'm doing all this work and oh la la and flatline. Well, a couple months later, someone called me because my vibration just kept going up and up. I wasn't a fit for that, what I had applied for. And then someone called me from the company and recruited me to a higher level. And I said, they said, what would you want for this position? I told them, and they're like, no, we're going to put on there more. I said, what? I'm like, oh, this is crazy. I'm telling you, feeling is everything. So I got everything was like perfect. I had to wait a little bit longer, but it manifested into something better. And so I always encourage everyone, it's frequency first, the thought and then the feeling. Law of assumption, right?
Yes, absolutely. I love that you said that. And by the way, let me just touch upon a little commercial. I am and have been the student of Dr. David R. Hawkins, and
Mm,
he created the map of consciousness, which I know that Esther and Abraham Hicks have a slightly different look at it, but I like Dr. Hawkins because he was an MD, PhD in psychology. He was a psychiatrist and a psychologist, and he wrote many books. He's passed. He lived, I think, until 86. He was a Hay House published author, and he created the map of consciousness. And the reason why I'm bringing this, because he talks a lot about how different emotions and feelings and how they calibrate. And he tested thousands upon thousands of people and calibrated our emotions and our feelings. And we're going to be talking more about that. This is a commercial in our upcoming Money Manifesting Challenge. And I'm going to talk about that because so many times, and believe me, I'm going to be the first one to confess. And I always say, I confess, although, I'm not Catholic, I'm going to confess that I have been a doer, 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 doer. And so much doing and wondering, so what the heck is going on? So much effort, so much work. Listen,
mhm,
today, I was in the flow so much that the topic came to me, and these two beautiful women, powerful. I'm sure that you're sensing, like I sensed at the moment that they started speaking this morning, powerful women emanating just such love and such magnetism that I felt attracted to them. Just when this morning I was reading Jen Gottlieb's book about connecting and the importance of relationships in our life, and I just wrote on my journal, I want more and better relationships with more women. And all of a sudden, the divine gifted me this group, and the divine gifted me these two women. So I manifested this whole thing today with very little effort. And so
Mhm.
that's what we're going to be talking about. If you want to find out more, stay tuned, because before we end today, I am going to tell you a little bit more about the money manifestingchallenge.com. And in there, we're going to talk about feelings. We're going to talk about frequency. We're going to talk about energy and emotions, because we want to be more and more aware of how we are feeling, because we are creating our reality. And
Mhm.
what we create, our results and our outcome are a result of our feelings. And those feelings are energetically pulling things or keeping things away from us, including money. So I'll stay quiet again, and I'll ask Mary to chime in if you'd like to chime in.
Well, one of the things that I've always told my kids was that happiness is a byproduct. It's not a goal.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
money is also a byproduct, not a goal.
Mhm.
If money is your goal, you're never going to get there. So it's really about finding something that you're passionate about and going there. And what you need will show up as you go towards your positive goal. Um, Feelings come and go, feelings come in, and you don't have any control over how you get a certain feeling, but you might have some control over how long you stay in that feeling.
Mhm. Right.
So it's, you can't stop yourself from getting angry, but you can
Mhm.
decide how long you're going to stay angry. Um,
And it's interesting that you said that. And first of all, so I always say that money manifesting is a journey, not a destination. However, I do believe that we can choose how we want to feel.
Mhm.
And how we want to feel, number one, every day, my intention is I want to feel good. I want to feel God, whatever you want to call it, God, universe, source, goodness, good energy. Those are always, every day, that's my intention. For a long time, I couldn't ask for that intention to feel good because I couldn't feel good. So I would say, I want to be content, right? I want to be content. And we have to set the intention, I believe, how we want to feel. So in life, things are going to happen that we can't control. There's a lot of things we cannot control. And when emotions that are negative, disruptive to our everyday living or everyday functioning or our own happiness, yes, we could have it in a moment. And the more that we become aware and conscious, the more that we're able to choose how we want to feel about any situation. Because you probably have heard by now a phrase that says, nothing has any meaning from A Course in Miracles except
What you give it.
then, like the three of
No.
us, one of us could have said, oh my God, that meeting this morning sucked. I thought it was awesome. And then someone could say, oh, it was okay, right? So we're giving it different meaning. Similarly,
Mhm.
when we encounter a situation, we may get upset, like momentarily, but the more that we catch ourselves, the
Yeah.
more that we can choose differently. And that's a very important aspect. And we'll be talking more about that in the Money Manifesting Challenge, because it is important for us to understand that every day we can choose to consciously create the reality we live and experience.
Absolutely. I want to add to that with my daughter. I have a daughter that's 27, and she describes sometimes one of her favorite phrases, so annoying. This something happened and it was so annoying. And I say, that's fine. You can feel angry, annoyed, anything, but are you going to marinate in it? Are you going to marinate and just push that energy out into ripple into the universe? So I think of a thought as it comes, have that experience because we are human, but it's like surfing. Are you going to just sit there in the water and not enjoy the wave? Or however, I've never surfed, but I've just imagined this experience, right? And so are you just going to sit there, or are you going to catch a wave? And are you going to ride a good wave, or are you going to be on a flat wave that just takes you a few inches, or just coast along? So it's up to you. If you want to, I tell her, you if you want to marinate, just know you're going to have the consequence of that repeat in your life. So what do you want to ripple out into the future?
I love that. Mary, did you want to say something? I absolutely love that. I might use that, by the way. Where do we want to marinate? And it's funny because I happen to cook chicken every week for my
And you
husband,
marinate it.
and I marinate it and I leave it there marinated so it gets different flavors. And it's true, and that's a great analogy because yeah, and that's why I say for us to think about good relationships. Like for example, I had the best day of my life, which was when I got married to my beloved Gabriel. I marinate in that feeling a lot,
Mhm.
especially when I don't have the energy or when I'm having a challenging day or when something doesn't go my way. I go back and I get the feelings that I felt on that day, which I often tell people that when I walk the street, because we got married on Fort Lauderdale Beach and I had to cross this huge street, I don't even remember it. I thought I flew over to him because I was like flying, you know what I mean? And so, yes, I love the analogy of marinating because yeah, we can take a great moment that we've had in our life, and in NLP, because I'm certified and licensed in neuro linguistic programming, we like to think of anchoring when you
Yeah.
anchor a good feeling. So if you have a great feeling, right, let's say, and you are not having a great feeling about money or something in your day, you can marinate, right? Like Cynthia just said. Cynthia, I'm taking all your words today. You got good words here. I can marinate in those good experiences that I have. And we're going to talk more about that. In the Money Manifesting Challenge, we're going to do an exercise I call the Fabulous 50 list. And yes, it is because I'm fabulous over 50, and most of the women in our um, money manifesting group are over 50. And the 50 list, what it tells you is to write down events and experiences that made you feel good so
Mhm.
that when you need and you want to choose to feel a certain way, you can pull back and say yes. Similarly, if you had a time when you manifested a lot of money, like, now I'm still not where I was before I lost all my money, but I know that if I had it once, I could
Mhm.
have it again. So I could recall, like this morning, somebody said, what was the most fun you had with money in one of my groups? And I have forgotten about this, that I used to drive a Mercedes SL 500 convertible hardtop in Miami. Now, for those of you who don't know, it's a very fancy car, and
Mhm.
I was paying way too much. I was paying more for the car than I was leasing it than my mortgage. Way too much. That's the young mind with money. That's why, I lost money because I wasn't using it right. But let me tell you, ladies, oh, how I had fun. And that was in the time when I was single, when I had already separated from my first husband. So I used to go with that thing and all these Porsche, Lamborghinis, all this car that were all mostly by men used to pull next to me on 95 going to Miami, and they want to race me. And I would race that sucker. I had so much fun. So, how I think about money is fun. So, what do you
Yes.
guys think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As a real estate investor, it was so much fun going after the opportunity, and that energy that I had when we would be like, I worked full time during the day and I started off part time at night. And so most people from 5 to 9, they're exhausted and a couch potato. But we used that time and we went out looking for an opportunity to invest in real estate. And it was so exciting. And that energy just attracted so many opportunities, and I had my first $50,000 month. And yeah, and so the same thing, I want to marinate in that feeling, and I recall that feeling over and over again. And I'm hoping this year to recreate that drop of 50K in 1 month into my bank account. So,
Yes, I see you manifesting that. Oh my God, Cynthia, I love that. You know what? How I made my money was in real estate investments, by the way.
I
You
believe
got me beat though, because you got a $50,000 month. My highest month was 40,000. And
it.
another, you see, and now the spirits use you to remind me of another thing that I didn't put in my fabulous 50 list. I remember the feeling of my first $40,000 month.
Mm,
Oh my God, what a feeling. I
I
should sing,
know.
oh, what a feeling. I was dancing in the ceiling. I think that's the word. I don't know. But
Yeah, yeah.
anyway, thank you so much for sharing that, Cynthia. Mary, what do you think? What's going through
I
your
think
mind?
that holding on to good feelings and putting writing down memories is really a good idea, because most people, they they remember the bad stuff first,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
it's you have to actually condition yourself to remember the good stuff first. And if you don't have enough good stuff, make it up. Imagine yourself as a Disney princess. Imagine
Mm-hmm,
yourself as an
mm-hmm.
astronaut, or get into virtual
Yay.
reality and go play a game where you're the winner of it all.
I
So
love it.
yeah.
See, you don't know this, but the thing is, this is one of my props. I have a box of props here that I usually use when I'm doing a speaking engagement or in my events. And yes, I often say that. I say, because sometimes people say, but even I don't have 50 items. You don't have to put 50. And some people have over like 50. You could imagine. We can use the power of imagination. I started my chapter that the divine inspired me this week to write for my upcoming book about growing up, as I shared, in housing projects and the bricks. For me, the biggest thing that I wanted to manifest, I remember being in college and I learned that so many kids lived in actual houses. Now, I did
Mm,
not know anybody who lived in a house. Everybody I knew lived in an apartment, and most people lived in the housing, government housing projects with me. So when I went to college and I found out that there were a lot of people that were going to school with me that had these beautiful houses, I used to drive around them and saying, I'm going to college because one of these days I'm going to live in an actual house. And I would drive and visualize, and I would
mm,
drive and visualize. And I remember seeing these beautiful houses that had dead end streets. And at the end of the house, there was always this beautiful home. And then I learned, because I asked, that this was called a cul-de-sac.
mm-hmm,
And my
mm,
friends, my first house that I got when I was 28 years old was in the wonderful town of Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey. Was the end of the house. It was in the cul-de-sac. And even if you look for Woodcliff Lake today, you'll see that the houses are selling for about 1.3 million. So I manifested by visualizing,
mm-hmm.
even though that a lot of people thought I was crazy when I was in college, saying, what? You're in this special program, because I was also in a special program for kids that were poor, and they were like, and you want one of these houses? But you know what? I said it. I put it out there. I visualized it. So, yes, my friends, we are powerful. We can create, we can manifest. And I always say we are always creating, we're always manifesting. The difference is sometimes we're conscious and sometimes we're unconscious. I believe that we manifest instantly. I believe that sometimes we just don't see it because
Mm-hmm.
we have these belief systems. And
Yeah,
Hay House owner that passed also, Louise Hay, used
yeah.
to say that a belief is just something that you continue repeating so often that you believe it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if we created a new set of belief, which,
Yeah.
by the way, that's what we're going to be practicing a lot in our money manifesting challenge. We're going to be talking about how do we reframe beliefs? How do we create new beliefs so that we are not stopped? Like, earlier, I don't know if you guys were in the room when someone said money doesn't grow on trees. And then someone said, oh, yes, if you were some type of grower in a farm, they said money was growing on trees. And the truth is, paper, money does grow on trees, right? But how many of us learn that? You know, so many things. We'll be talking more about it as we continue. But do you guys have, or do you remember those memories? And have you been able to recall those type of memories or belief system? And how have you been able to overcome that to move you forward in your life, to successfully have a business, and to just go about life successfully.
Well, it's kind of interesting for me because my parents were self employed. And in the 60s, they said, we couldn't get a job because we don't have education. So growing up, education was everything. Go to school, get a good job, live happily ever after with your husband, your spouse, whatever. And so I wanted to be an entrepreneur because I saw them being hugely, hugely successful and opportunities coming to them right and left. Now people love them, their customers over the years. My mom had a daycare and my dad was a barber. But they said, no, no, no. So when I was 13, they got some property and it grew and grew. And I saw two incomes turn into six incomes. And I'm like, why aren't you going to do this again? And then my dad said, no, I don't like being a landlord. I'm like, are you joking? I mean, really? Are you kidding, man? So I said, I want to do this at least 10 times when I grow up. So I end up, but my parents, so I graduated from undergrad and I said, okay, now I'm going to be a realtor. And they were like, no, 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 no. You people in real estate don't make money. What are you talking about? You guys have real estate and you're making money. They thought it was a fluke. So I went to law school because that was the plan for me to be the barber's daughter became a lawyer. Woo! But I could not get over it was like nothing to me. I got the highest grade in contract law. I loved learning. It was cool being in law school. It was a dream for sure. But it was their dream. So I tried my best to stay on course of making the dream come true. It was a family goal or whatever. And then finally I just had to break away. And so at night, that's when I would go and do try to do the investing. But my parents were opposite of that and saying, don't be an entrepreneur, just walk the chalk line and you'll be fine. And so I had to, like, we had a lemon tree in the backyard. My mom would say, go get a lemon off the tree. And I would really imagine that was money. Like I could pull that off of there. If I went to my mom and I said, hey, I want to do this, she'd say, okay, not out of a spoiled way, just that, it wasn't a problem because if they wanted more money, they would just create it. And so that's what I saw. And I wanted to be able to do that too. So eventually I showed them that you can make money with real estate. And they were like, yeah, but you're not a lawyer anymore. Forget about that. I'm happy doing what I wanted to do all my life, right?
Love that, and how blessed you were that you were encouraged. I wish I could tell you I was. I was not encouraged any way whatsoever. But in any way, Mary, did you want to chime in? Thank you so much, Cynthia. I love that story, and I definitely want to stay connected with you and learn more from you.
Everybody's got a story about parents that there's some aspect that they like, and then there's some aspect that they don't like. So
Mm-hmm.
you want to go make your own mistakes and learn from them rather than making the same mistakes other people have made.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, I have forgiven both of my parents passed away way too young, and it's funny because I start my book, and this is fresh in my mind because I've been working on it because I have to submit some chapters by the end of March. Um, who do you think you are? That's what my mom used to say. What do you think? Money grows on trees? What do you think? You deserve everything? And so I want you to know that she said that, but I adore my mom. I love my mom and all of us, all three siblings, since she was a single mom. We adored our mom. And I forgave her a long time ago and forgot about that. And
And
not
she was just saying the same thing that had been said to her.
exactly.
That was the role model for parenting is
Yes.
now the internet rather than
Yes.
just your parents. So you've got a whole lot of other choices to choose from in terms of a role model. How you're
Absolutely.
going to how you're going to manifest money, how you're going to think about what you want to do with your life. No, there's no one thing to be when you grow
Mm-hmm.
up anymore. It's like,
Yes.
which of the next six do you
Yeah.
want to do first?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a,
Absolutely.
I'm 100. So, I mean, they, I know they don't, in fact, when I became a mom, and I divorced and separated from my husband, I moved home for a little bit to get anchored again. And my dad was like always challenging me on how I was raising my daughter. He's just like, what are you doing? And I said, I'm talking to her. She's like 3 at the time. And he would say, you guys act like sisters. Uh, really? He did not like it. He thought what I was doing was very, very strange. But I didn't, some things I took from them and some things I didn't take from them, because there was a little bit of a fear, respect, in that old way of thinking.
Yes.
So I respected my daughter. I knew that she was a being that had been here before and had, deserved that divinity in her. I respected that part of her. And so she's the most amazing kid. I do have to pat myself on the back for that.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. I love that. Well, ladies, what I want to do now is I want to quickly just let people know if they're interested in continuing this conversation, how they can do it. First of all, if you want to continue the conversation, head on to moneymanifestingwomen.com. That is our free community. It is a community that is on Facebook, and it is a community of women like these wonderful women that I've had the pleasure of meeting. I invite both of you, Mary and Cynthia, to join our community, to chime in. Love your energy. I'm so grateful that Source inspired me to invite you guys and that you guys said yes. And I thank you for saying yes,
Mhm.
because every time we get a yes from the universe, it inspires us to ask more and to be open and receptive to receiving more. So I thank you both. I also want to thank the ladies that joined us here, which I believe is, I think, Lourdes. I think it was Lourdes. I'm not sure, but she sounds like it was Lourdes and Andrea both joined us there. And anyone else who watches the replay, once I email this to all the women in our community, and I know this is going to go inside of our moneymanifestingwomen.com Facebook community. I invite you to please join the community for free. Also, subscribe to our channel. Let us know how we can serve you better. What do you want to hear about? I want to remind you that if you are on a path of self improvement, self exploration, growth, money manifesting, read more. Read more. There are a lot of great books, and one of them is the one we've selected for our January. Now it's going into February, but we're about to end our Be Seeing book. This is by a young lady. Now, everyone to me seems young. I think she's like 35, who got this book deal in Hay House and
Mhm.
who is doing very well. She's a seven-figure earner. She is a speaker and an author like me, and she's got so much knowledge. I'm really impressed by the fact that she's almost like my niece's age, and she writes very well. She speaks very well, and we're studying a lot of the things we've heard before, but it's a good reminder. And some things are new, and we're enjoying that. So if you want to join, that's a free book reading and discussion group. Please go to Bitly. That's BITLY BC in 2024. We are now in part three, and we're discussing part 3 and 4, hopefully this week and next week, and then we're going to start a new one. As I said, you are welcome to go ahead and check out our moneymanifestingwomen.com. And then, of course, I am not going to leave without inviting you to our Money Manifesting Challenge. And let me just share with you, when you go to moneymanifestingchallenge.com, let me see if I can share this. Let me know if you can see it. Let me see how I do this. I haven't done this when I have these many people on, but we're going to explore. Let me see. Am I sharing the video?
Yes.
Uh, can you see me?
No,
Yeah.
I see.
See your video.
Do you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you do see my screen. Oh, I couldn't see it. So you could
Oh,
see my
not
screen?
now. I see you now.
Oh, so I don't know why. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you both to bear with me. I think I'm going to have to put you in the green room. I said
Okay.
maybe I'll bring you right back so you can say your goodbyes. Just think about 2 thoughts you want to leave the women with. So I'll be right back with you. Okay, so let me just go ahead and share the screen because I don't know how to do that. So let me go ahead and share what we have coming up for you. I don't know. I can't see it still. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know why I can't see it. I'm having technical difficulties. I'm sharing the screen, entire screen. I'm going here, share. Let me bring one of them back. Can you see my share screen,
No,
Cynthia?
no.
Okay, so it's not meant to be. Let's bring both of you back. I'll stop sharing. It's all good. It's not meant to be. Let me bring Mary, and let me stop sharing. No worries. We'll go to Money Manifesting Challenge. We begin on February 26th. Now we will have a Money Manifesting Challenge. It's about 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, 50 the most every day inside of a special Facebook group where the general members are going to be every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, Florida time. And then at 2 p.m., we're going to go into our VIP room, which is inside of my website. I have a Kajabi website, and we're going to have a special meetup for the VIPs. And we're also going to have some guest speakers that are going to be sharing with us some tips on how to attract clients. I used to talk about attracting clients. Now I'm just focusing on your money mindset and your mindset to attracting and manifesting what you want in your life. And so I'm inviting some guests to come, and those are going to be available for the VIPs. Now, the VIP runs until Saturday, and Saturday we're going to be having a celebration, and we're going to be celebrating the women who completed the 5-day challenge, and also celebrating the women who decide to continue with us. Now, since I can't show you, I'll tell you really quickly. Day one, we're going to talk about what you want wants you. That's what we're going to talk about day one. Day two, we're going to talk about feel your emotions, because emotions are energy in motion. Day three, in the Money Manifesting Challenge, we're going to talk about act as if it is and it will be. Day four, be. Believe and become her. Who is her? We'll see on day four. Day five, we're going to talk about soar with the momentum of manifesting, because this is the Soar to Freedom Money Manifesting Challenge. And like I said, please take a look, join us as a VIP. That's the place where you want to be. You will get the additional 30 to 45 minutes every day. So plan to be with us from about 1 to perhaps 2:30. And you're also going to get the daily worksheet, because every day we're going to have a small, tiny, little, very easy assignment. And then, of course, all the replays and the recording are available just to the VIPs, as well as our VIP guest speakers that we're going to have for our VIPs. That is coming up. Write it down on the 26th. Now, last but not least, remember, if you're local to South Florida, we have February 21st, our first in-person event is coming up in Aventura, and that's going to get us together, because I like having a Facebook group. But you know what I like? I like this. You see how I connected with these ladies? We weren't just in a group. We kept talking. Now we have each other's phone number. Now we can collaborate. Maybe they have programs that I could help promote and be an affiliate of them. By the way, you ladies, we have an affiliate program. If you want to be affiliate, you know, you can let me know. And so we're connecting, collaborating. I like to call it synergizing. And so that's why we do these other events outside of just posting things on Facebook, where we get together inside of different groups. And on February the 21st, we're getting together to meet each other, hug each other, speak with each other, laugh with each other. And also, for those of you that like wine, we're going to be doing a little wine tasting. So that's coming up February 21st. If you didn't catch anything, please feel free to send me a message, and I will reply anywhere, wherever you see this video, or send me a direct message on Instagram, post on YouTube, connect with me on Facebook. I am really delighted. And before I finish, I want to just say thank you to Cynthia and Mary. Was there any last words that you wanted to share in terms of money, and some inspiring words that perhaps you want to leave everyone remembering you by? Mary, you seem to be ready. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, if you need to do it right the first time so you don't have to fix it later, book a synergy call with me at businessriff.com. It's free, it's 15 minutes, and I will get that one thing off your plate today.
Awesome. And Cynthia?
I wanted to share the based on manifesting. It's about having clear energy, being free of resistance, and the best way to do that I recommend is through Ho'oponopono practice of self-love and forgiveness, and then remembering that it's a choice and you can live on default on the choices of other people and the programming that they've given you, or you can design your own life and choose your own destiny. So I encourage you to make the choice today. Choose yourself to be the star of your life and forgive others and love yourself.
And
I
thank you so
love
much for having
that.
us, Evie.
Oh my God, Mary and Cynthia, thank you so much. I love that, Cynthia, by the way. I studied and certified in radical forgiveness.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yes, it's so powerful. So powerful. It frees yourself, you free the other person, and you free yourself. It's a really important thing to do is to forgive.
Right.
Absolutely, especially for manifesting money. I'm sorry, go ahead, Mary.
And you don't have to put yourself in a position to have to forgive them again.
Yes. Don't forget, just forgive them.
Absolutely. And by the way, yeah, I created a program called Satori Forgiveness. I actually have a group, a bunch of women and men in a group here on Facebook because forgiveness is part, and we're going to be talking about that during the Money Manifesting Challenge because one of the people we often forget to forgive is ourselves.
Yes.
We must forgive ourselves. We're doing the best we can at every given moment. It's okay to release blame. And we'll talk more about those emotions of blame and shame. We want to release that. The more that we release those low energy feelings and emotions, the more we are free to be. So,
Yeah.
ladies, I want to thank you for being with me. I thank those that are watching. I thank those that are on the replay. And I just see you manifesting your intentions in 2024. Thank you so much for joining. Please remember to join us on Wednesday for our Wealthy Women show and on Friday for our financially free, fabulous, fantastic show on Friday. So thank you once again. And I look forward to hearing from you in the inbox, down below in videos, and however we can connect. Join us here and let's get together and let's have some fun and let's manifest some money together. Thank you very much. Much blessings to you.